we go through life, when we are waiting for buses, when we are sitting at our desks or in a boring meeting, sometimes we tend to tuck around and under, and then we're like this. Hello my loves, and welcome back to another episode of Wisdom Wednesday with me, April. I've been teaching Pilates for a number of years and I'm here to give you some of my wisdom. Today I'm going to be showing you how easy it is to find your neutral pelvis. Now, people often ask me, it's probably one of the biggest questions that I ever get asked as an instructor: how do I find my neutral pelvis? Why do I need to find my neutral pelvis? So let me go over the why. When we're born, our bodies are lovely and healthy and we sit up tall as babies because that is how our spine is meant to be. But as we go through life, our jobs, our lifestyles, our careers, all of a sudden we can start to change and our muscles have memory. Now, it's so important to remember that muscles have memory, because when you retrain your muscles, you're teaching not only your body but also your mind how to sit and how to stand with neutral alignment. And I promise you, if you just do this one very simple thing and practice it as much as you can throughout the day, you will change your body, your alignment, and you'll feel so much better. Now, let me explain something to you. Your pelvis is in the middle of the body. It's where your hips and the lower back, and that's a very sort of tender area of the body because it's our midline. So we can get impact from our legs and also from our upper body, and whenever you have an issue in your body, you always really have to look either above the issue or below the issue. And this is why so many people get bad lower backs, and it's probably nothing to do with your back. It could be an injury in your leg or tight muscles, or you could not be in neutral alignment. Now, I'll go through a bad back another day, but so let's stick on subject for today. So the neutral pelvis. I will be demonstrating to you how to find your neutral pelvis, but first of all, let me just explain that when we go through life, when we are waiting for buses, when we are sitting at our desks or in a boring meeting, sometimes we tend to tuck around and under, and then we're like this. And honestly, that's not how our bodies are made. We are not meant to be like that. We are meant to grow tall and lift up high, and that is what we are made to do as human beings. It's only us, our lifestyles and our jobs that change that. I am going to explain how to find your neutral pelvis. First of all, we're going to show you how to find the perfect feet positioning when you want to stand in neutral. So we have the feet together, and then we have the heels out and the toes forward. Now, the toes want to be facing forward, and you don't want to be having the toes out too much, otherwise this can put pressure into your knees. So now we've found our perfect position from the feet up. Now we're going to talk about the pelvis. So model, if you turn. Right, so if we tuck the pelvis under, we're going to be like this. Now, as you can see, this is quite an over-exaggerated stance, but we have no natural curves of the spine. We're pushing our thighs forward and putting a lot of pressure into the knees and the shins. So what we want to do is place the fingertips onto the hips. So we breathe in and we breathe out, we tuck under. Now, can you see now that the legs extend and the pelvis is exactly where it's meant to be? So if we do it again, if we really squeeze under and then we inhale and we exhale, we push, we stand up nice and tall, the spine's longer, and so are the legs. Now, some people have a very deep curve in their lower spine, which means that they tend to stick their glutes out a little bit more. Now, when you're practicing your neutral pelvis, you might find that you do stick your glutes out too much, and if this is painful, your back will tell you. So your body always indicates what's wrong and what's right. So this is a very big arch now. So what you'd have to do is you inhale, then you exhale, you tuck under ever so slightly, and then again you've now got your natural curves. So if we go back to that naughty tucked pelvis, and then a neutral pelvis, and then we push out, and then we come back in, we're now in neutral. Another way to find this is if you place your thumb on your belly button and your fingers pressing down, if you let your fingers just hover off your body, your fingers are pointing straight down to the floor. Now, if you're tucking your pelvis, your fingers are now pointing that way, okay? If you untuck too much, your fingers are pointing right into your body. You want to have them straight down, okay? This is how you find your neutral alignment. It takes time, but after a few weeks or a few days even of practicing this, it will seriously change your body. It's going to change your knees, your legs, your ankles, and your lower back and your spine. So that was how you find your neutral pelvis. Please don't overthink this too much. A lot of people can get quite stressed out with this, and it does take a little while for it to sink in. So just keep practicing, and the more you practice and correct yourself, the easier it will be. So I always tell people, when you're washing up, when you're standing in line waiting for a bus, when you are just talking to your friend in the street, always, always, always just think of your pelvis, where it is, and we're tucking under. Your body will tell you, okay? But don't forget, if you have been standing with a tucked pelvis for so long, it will take quite a while for you to retrain your muscles, and sometimes that can feel really uncomfortable. I can remember when I did it, my pelvis was very tucked, and when I started to go back into neutral, I literally felt like Kim Kardashian, okay? So don't worry, it takes time, but just stick with it. Consistency is key, and you really will change your alignment, and you will grow taller, I promise. Okay, thank you for listening to my Wisdom Wednesday. I hope you have a great day. If you've got any questions or any comments, please comment down below and I'll always answer them. Have a wonderful day, and thank you for joining me. Bye. Come down and high five me or something. I'll put it right on the end.